going on, everybody? I wanted to take a minute here and show you some of the back roads of Gatlinburg. If you're new to our channel here, we live and work here in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, and just kind of let you see what life is like living in a tourist town, one of the most popular tourist towns in the country, the most popular and the #1 visited national park in the country here at Great Smoky Mountain National Park, which is right behind me. And I just want to show you kind of some of the back roads. It might look a little more, I don't know how it's going to look on camera. They can be pretty scary in person, and definitely when people come visit here and they get introduced to the back roads, they're very hesitant because there are times, honestly, where you're up on a mountainside and there's no guardrail, and there could be a pretty significant drop off, and it's a small windy road. So just be prepared if you come visit, or if you come live here, you're going to have to learn to navigate these roads and kind of build your confidence with them. But I wanted to show you kind of a popular cut across or back road from Gatlinburg to Pigeon Forge. So I'm just leaving my work, and I live in Pigeon Forge. So I work in Gatlinburg, live in Pigeon Forge. So in the afternoons, the traffic can get pretty bad out in the main parkway, and so you've got to find ways around. So we're cutting through. Right now I'm coming out in what's called Glades Road, which is the arts and crafts community, and I'm going to cut over on another road, a couple different roads, but eventually end up on a kind of a funny sounding road called Boogertown Road, which will eventually bring me out on the other side of Pigeon Forge. So this is I think Prophet Road or something like that. This one is that cuts across here. But interesting thing around this area is you'll see all kinds of stuff. This coming up on my right, the Rampant Lion, that's actually a restaurant and bar. There's just all kinds of shops and stuff set back in here where you wouldn't really expect to see businesses. They're back in here and do pretty well because people are always exploring back here. And just about every road that you pass probably leads out to some short-term rental properties, whether it be cabins, campsites, anything of that nature. The majority, between Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, there's only about 10 to 12,000 permanent residents, and so the majority of the real estate is short-term cabin rentals. Again, I don't know how scary this looks on camera, but I mean, I'm only going, speed limit is 25. I might go 30 at the most around here. I don't go super fast. But you can imagine, as a person who's never been on roads like this, or somebody maybe coming from a more used to being in a city, these roads can be pretty intimidating. But overall, they're very well maintained. They are wide enough for 2 cars, most of them. Sometimes if you get way up near some of the cabin rentals where there's very little traffic, you may get some roads that are pretty skinny. But as a general rule, they're easy to travel. So they don't always have lines on them like this one. This is a kind of a luxury to have lines on it. As we get further along this route that we're traveling, the lines disappear, but not too bad. Beautiful country back here. We are mid-October and getting the fall foliage season, so you can see the leaves starting to change, and people are definitely coming out for that. I just wanted to give you an idea of what it's like driving these back roads, and leave some comments below. Like this video for me if you would. Subscribe to our channel. Leave some comments below if you'd like to know more about the back roads, or maybe you're thinking about moving to this area and you want to see a certain road or a certain area. Just leave me a comment. I have no problem going out and shooting a quick video for you. I'll post it up here on my page. If there's a specific road that you want to see, or a specific area of Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, out through the Cosby area that you want to see, yeah, I don't have a problem making a video for you and putting it up here so you can check it out. So it does seem to be a popular destination for people to try to move to. Of course, as I've mentioned in other videos, and probably will continue to mention, available housing is very difficult to come by right here. around here. But anyway, there's always ways. So what we did to kind of overcome the housing shortage and the demand for housing, because when we moved here, of course, it was no different. The demand for housing was very high. But what we did is we actually had an RV. We have our travel trailer, and we did a long-term rental at a campground, 2 different campgrounds actually, over the course of 2.5 months, while we waited on our house to close. So you could do the same thing. I mean, if you have a small camper or you want to buy a small camper, there are campgrounds around here that will rent out the campsite for 30 days. Some will even do longer. Some will do 6 months. I know people that lived in a campground for 6 months while they were closing on their house or waiting on a rental house to get ready or open up or something like that. So in my opinion, that's just my experience and opinion, that's your best option if you want to move here and you're struggling for you know, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna make it work. You know, the campgrounds around here are very nice. They have full hookups, and you can live pretty comfortably for at least a few months while you're waiting for your permanent housing to be ready. So definitely a viable option for you. So this is a cool road we're getting into now. It goes down really windy through, and I like taking this way home just because it's, you know, it's pretty, and it's usually not too many cars on this road. It breaks out from the trees here into a couple open areas, which is really pretty, and just overall a little relaxing ride home. So we'll swing down around here and see where it opens up. But again, it's kind of crazy because it almost feels isolated back here, but everywhere, just about everywhere there's a pull-off, there are cabin rentals or short-term rentals up there, and just almost everywhere you go, even right there, it's just a road that goes up to a cabin. This actually looks like somebody's permanent house, possibly. I don't know, but if it is, it's a rare thing out here. A lot of these are just short-term rentals, and you'll see signs on them. If you haven't been to the area or don't know, typically what the owners will do of the short-term rentals, they'll give their cabin or their short-term rental a name. You know, it might be Above and Beyond or To Infinity and Beyond or something like that. You know, everything, a lot of them incorporate the word bear or Smoky, you know, Smoky Mountain Getaway or The Great Escape and things like that. So they'll name their cabins, so you'll see a lot of those signs out front as you drive around. Different cabin names. So we're coming around the corner here. There's a little church that sits right up here around the corner. Oldham Creek Road right there. Again, more short-term rentals. And then just for sake of back roads up here, if you were to go to the left, King Branch Road will take you back out to the spur area. You can make your way out there, but we're going to cut around this way, and it's going to take us all the way back up through Boogertown Road that I mentioned earlier, and will eventually land us back up on Upper Middle Creek Road, which, if you're familiar with the area, runs straight into Veterans Boulevard, Dollywood Lane, and comes out right behind Dollywood. And so we'll see that back entrance here in a little bit. But again, it's just a matter of what you're used to, and when we first moved here, driving these roads was pretty intimidating. I get it. But I will tell you this: if you are going to live here and move here, just be prepared, because these roads do take some wear and tear on your vehicle, especially with brakes and tires when you're constantly turning, and you know, struggling up a hill like I'm doing now. Again, I don't know how it comes out on camera, but it's a fairly steep incline, and then of course you have to go down those inclines, so you go through brakes quickly around here. I like this section of road. Just kind of opens up into this nice field area to my left. Hard to see, but can't see it on the camera, but it's just a really pretty area. I guess I can probably stop for a second. I don't know if I can get you kind of what this is going to do with my camera. can see anything over there, but got my camera on a little swivel here. It's just a nice area. Getting close to the end of Boogertown Road here, where it comes out of Upper Middle Creek. And I would say from Gatlinburg, where I'm at, to the center of Pigeon Forge, where I live, on average, it's about, in the afternoon when it's busy, it's about a 30 to 35 minute commute, just so you can plan for that. In the morning, when there's less traffic and I can cut straight through the spur down the parkway, I can probably do it as little as, 22, 25 minutes, somewhere just under 25 minutes, 20, 25, somewhere in there. So it's not too bad. And again, it's a nice drive, good scenery, pretty cool roads. One thing you got to watch out for whatever reason, and I just see this guy do it up here. People show up here and they forget what that yellow line in the center means, and they just drift right across it all the time. They just take up both lanes. It's very, I know you're thinking, oh, they do that where I come from, but I promise you, here it is extreme how much people will just drift over the center line and almost cause a collision. I'm coming up on a sharp right-hand turn here, and you just never know, somebody could be cutting that corner, just like that truck did to me before. So you just gotta slow down. You'll learn how to navigate them if you drive. There's a guy right over the center line there, just coming right at me, crazy fast. So this is Upper Middle Creek Road that I'm coming to here. Campground on my left. And if you go right, it'll take you out to Route 454, which runs between Gatlinburg and the north side of Sevierville. Kind of does a straight shot up over there. It's another back way. I'll show you that way another day. But now we're on the main road running into this side of the east side of Pigeon Forge. Where we're coming in now, and this will come out right behind or at the service entrance to Dollywood. So just a quick Dollywood tip if you're traveling in the area, if you can take the trolley into Dollywood, it's a lot easier. They'll bring you right in the service entrance from Patriot Park, which is down by the old mill. You can park there. It's $3 per person to ride the trolley all day in Gatlinburg. I think it's, in Pigeon Forge. I think it's free in Gatlinburg, I'm pretty sure, but the trolley is $3 a day per person for a wristband in Pigeon Forge. But that'll get you a round trip on the tram or the trolley from Patriot Park to Dollywood. And we've done that before, and it all depends on how many's in your group. If you have a lot of people in your group, then it doesn't really save you any money to take the trolley. But if there's only 2 or 3 of you, it's more affordable to take the trolley, because you're going to pay $20 to park in Dollywood. So any more than, just do the math, right? Any more than 6 people in your party, and you're not saving anything by taking the trolley. You're spending more money, so you might as well just park. So it's really not a bad commute at all. The back roads, they're not that bad. Once you learn, and what I would advise if you're going to live here is learn a few different ways to get everywhere. Don't just rely on one way to get somewhere, and always check the traffic before you leave. I don't care what you think, just check the traffic before you take a different route. So right here on my right, that road right there is the back entrance to Dollywood. That's the service entrance where the employees go in and where the trolley goes in. But yeah, always check the traffic because you never know. It could take 30 minutes to go one way, or if there's a traffic jam or an accident. You get an accident on one of those back roads. I've been stuck in an accident on the back road like that for 20-30 minutes, you know. You just have to check traffic around here because it can clog up at any time, which is anywhere, but it just happens more often around here. So that's it. That's kind of the back road tour. As you can see, we're coming out here by a place called Gulfview Resort, and some great mountain views. This is going to bring us right out on Veterans Boulevard, Dolly Parton Lane, which leads up to Dollywood, and then I'll end up cutting over up through Teaster, which, if you're familiar with the area, is the one that runs parallel to the Parkway, and that's always a good road to save you some time. But I'll cut away for now. And yeah, my local guy here didn't know how to go on a yield sign. That was nice, but pretty typical. He had to yield with nobody coming, and he decided not to go. So I'll cut away from now and check in with you later. Hopefully you enjoyed this tour of the back road. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We'll talk to you again soon.